Whew, yes, yes, yes. I am live as well as alive. So, hey, look, I'm coming on 3 minutes early, obviously. My broadcast today is going to be on at 11:15. So, if you end up joining in early, you got a couple of minutes. And I want to, two spots I'm going to do this. Give a shout out, positive shout out to StreamYard because I gave them a negative shout out if you watched my video yesterday, which I had all kinds of problems with, but I had misread the technology memo and thought that they had canceled my streaming, and they actually had not. So I got to give a positive shout out to StreamYard that they still have me properly in my plan where I can do this broadcast, which is a lot easier for me to do it from them than if you saw the debacle that I did with trying to do it from Facebook Live through Zoom. So positive shout out to StreamYard. I still recommend them. Meanwhile, I'm on early, and we've got less than, where's my countdown? We've got less than a minute to go. Nope, less than 2 minutes to go. Excuse me, before I start today's broadcast again. So I know you're probably watching the video, so you still got 2 minutes, or you can fast forward it. That happens too, all right? I use that as a speaking tip, by the way, which I haven't had a chance to give in a while. You know, I had a good month off doing flashback for August, and I needed to do that to get myself retooled, refreshed, and I'm feeling great. And I just have a lot of stuff to get in place. So I'm still working on some things. Some of you may know about some of the things I'm working on. So good to see you. Let me know where you're coming in from. We'll be starting in less than a minute. We got a minute to go. And then we'll get to stage because I see some people on live, and thank you for the hearts. And let me know where you're viewing it from. And you can even do that if you're watching the video. So that's not a problem at all. Okay. So less than a minute to go. All right. Yep. Still celebrating. Always got to keep celebrating. That's the key. And that's why even when people say to me, happy belated birthday, I say to them, hey, you're not late. I'm going to be this blessing all year. And that's what you should recognize. Celebrate yourself 365 days at a time, not a year, at a time, because every day starts a new 365. So just like yesterday, I wish someone a happy Mother's Day just because she's a mother, okay? And I said, is it ever not Mother's Day? So that becomes the key, all right? So it is now 3 seconds and go, and let's get started. All right, great. So, bam, whoop, wrong way. Yeah, I'm rusty. Welcome, goodness to you. And you know, I always say goodness because I don't know whether you're watching morning, afternoon, or evening. But like I always say, isn't it great to have good in front of your salutation? Welcome to Gift Friday. I created it because so often we hear people say TGIF, thank God it's Friday. But I say, what allure does Friday have to the person who took their last breath on Thursday or any day before that for that matter? So I've learned to use what I learned. I use what I learned through Psalm 92:2. And that is, it is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. So instead of TGIF, I use TGIT. Thank God it's today. And then TGIT, thank God it's tonight. Thus, I get to add the lesson in Matthew 6:34. So don't worry about tomorrow, but tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. Yeah, see, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will bring its own worries. TGIT, thank God it's tonight. Today's trouble is enough for today. TGIT, thank God it's today. Darkness always precedes the light. And I offer first another way to look at TGIF. How about looking at it as trusting God is free? Think about what it costs to be blessed with the greatest gift of the day, waking up. Doesn't cost you a dime. And that still moves us into realizing that when we do have a little bit of math, a little subtraction and some addition, right? When we move the T in TGIF from the front to the end, we find what we really must be giving God thanks for, and that is today. Thus, GIT, God is for, GIFT, God is for today. Gift Friday. With this broadcast, I'm going to share one of my original poetic messages and tell you how to use it to help start a conversation that could change someone's life, including yours, for the better. And then each poem will be my gift to you. If you like a free, colorful keepsake copy, and you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, I'll be downloading it here. If you're watching it on YouTube, then you can just go to Facebook or LinkedIn and I'll send you a copy. Excuse me. And you can download from there, or you can leave me a request in the thread, not in comments, in the thread. When the broadcast is over, the comments get deleted, the threads remain. Okay. So meanwhile, today is the 11th day. I would say free love from God. I can't lose it. There you go. All right. Today is the 11th day of my 70th year celebration. So I've chosen a poem that speaks to appreciation and new beginnings. 365, right? It's the poem that I posted to thank each of you for the wishes and spirits sent on each of these days, each of my 11 days so far. And I want you to hear it from my heart. And I'll break it down a little further. And it's from my book, I Found Out I'm Living, an Affirmation of Life. The book is a storyline in poetry about releasing the physical self to affirm the spiritual. The title and there's the QR code if you'd like a copy of the book, and I'll repost that at the end of the video. The title of the poem is Your Name Came to Mind. Today I took Today I took a moment to enjoy my life. Didn't map it out too tough, made no guidelines to success, put no time limit on it, no expectations. I just enjoyed it, I must confess. Soaked in some sun, heard smiles, felt my name. My moment was a journey, an exchange. For as my spirit lifted to enjoy this higher plane, I found myself a child again. I just enjoyed it, I must exclaim. Didn't stop to worry about paying a bill, no responsibilities, no aches and pains, really no time to kill. Today, I took a moment to enjoy my life. I looked around, counted each blessing I could find. Then I looked for blessings I couldn't see, and your name came to mind. I've used this poem, in addition to using it to thank you for your birthday wishes, I've used this poem as an online greeting card to say thank you, to say I miss you, to say hope all is well. And my bet is that we're all getting better at saying these three things. Yet what I want us to focus on are the three stanzas in the poem. The first is the opening line. Today, I took a moment to enjoy my life. Are you taking a moment? In fact, take 3 moments. As I learned through my good friend and stress mastery instructor guru, Dr. Heidi Hanna, the 3 steps to the brain recharge process. And that's first, you must have your BFF. And that's not your best friend for life. No. Your BFF is your breathing, your feeling, and your focusing, which is taking the time to optimize energy and information flow to the brain. You see, your brain, your goal is to calm, cue, and control your breathing and your brain. Breathing tells your heart to think about what we're feeling. You see, no emotion is wrong. So what are you feeling? No emotion is wrong. And then focus on your breathing to take care of that feeling. So breathe, feel, and focus, BFF. And you need 5 to 10 minutes, 2 to 3 times a day to recharge your brain and process the positive experiences of your day. Sure, I don't know, I don't have 2 or 3 minutes. I'm not saying if you don't get to do it 2 or 3 times a day, that's okay. Let's stop beating ourselves up for what we didn't accomplish instead of crediting ourselves for what we did, depending on why we didn't accomplish, okay? Credit yourself for what you accomplished. Okay, you didn't get to do it 2 to 3 times a day. Well, did you do it once? then maybe tomorrow you'll get to do it twice. And then the next day you'll do it once again. And the next day you'll do it once again. And then the next day you'll do it twice. So always forgive yourself and keep giving yourself grace. And though it's important to recharge your brain, the length of time depends upon your individual needs. So you don't have to do it 5 to 10 minutes a day. Hey, what's going on, Joy? Nice to see you. Thank you for all you do, sharing encouraging words. Good to see you, my laughter friend, Joy. Good to see you. And Joy, you know, it's in her name that I always love it. Joy, just one you. Thanks for popping in, Joy. All right. Now, the next stanza in the poem is soaked in some sun, heard smiles, felt my name. See, I want you to let your imagination flow and do what I call reassign your senses. Notice how it says, don't see a smile. See, don't see a smile, hear it. Have you ever looked at a picture, right? See, so don't see a smile, hear it. And don't hear your name, feel it. Remember holding your breath, hoping your name would be called to win something or get a chance to do something, and even holding your breath, say, oh, I hope they don't call my name. So hear your name. I mean, feel your name. Don't just hear your name. And that should get us another smile there from Joy. Hey, just on you. All right. Okay. And then there's the last stanza. It's a wonderful reminder that we are surrounded with blessings in a world committed to complaining. I remember getting my car repossessed experience. After they came and took their car, I went inside, sat on my couch, pointed to my stereo, pointed to my curtains, pointed to my TV, and other material possessions that brought me joy. And even, see, Joy, I knew that was coming. That's why I was so excited to see your name. And even as I did that, some had stories of who gave them to me or helped me choose them. Who helped me choose those curtains? Who helped me pick out that stereo and the TV and the couch? I remember Barbara Shine gave me the couch. Rest in peace, okay? But think about it. Are you a part of that story for someone based on a gift that you gave them, a smile, a material possession? And of course, you know, we're going to always move that to a good laugh as well as an inspirational possession. Okay. I lost. Oh, okay. So are you a part of that story? You see, I once posted a meme that said, don't support people's fears. Expand their imagination to overcome them. And the commentary I wrote with that was, someone who's afraid is already reciting enough stuff to keep themselves down and away from making a move toward victory. There are times where your empathy must clearly outshine any trace of sympathy so that your support can help clear the path. See, sometimes people are so busy beating themselves up, they don't need you to be another person to beat them up. They're reciting that negativity to themselves, and you've got to have that empathy that clears the path to let them know it's okay. Just like I said, where you don't have to BFF, breathe, focus, and feel and focus an exact 5 to 10 minutes. Give yourself some grace. Be a part of the story of faith for someone, and certainly be a part of the story of faith for yourself. As you take a moment to think of those persons, think of them, hear them smile, the persons who you've helped. Feel them say your name when they say, thank you, Bruce. I appreciate your Joy. Think also about what you can possibly do with today's gift poem. Who can you give it to? You can download it and send it as an online card to say, thank you. I miss you. Hope all is well. For, as it says, I looked around, counted each blessing I could find. Then I looked for blessings I couldn't see, and your name came to mind. Use this message to remind yourself of your impact on the many lives you touch, seen and unseen. The gift of life that reminds us to say TGIT, thank God it's today. And TGIT, thank God it's tonight, with every turn of the page. Enjoy your gift and think about how you can share it. If you'd like a copy of the poem, it'll be available in the thread after this broadcast. If you'd like a copy of the book or would like to sign up and receive my free monthly fun letter, scan a QR code and have a ball. At that page in my store, my Square store, you'll also find some free things for you to download and keep yourself inspired. Okay? Remember, gift. God is for today. Have a safe and savvy weekend, and as many weekends as God gifts you. Thanks for your celebration wishes and ongoing spirit. Joy, can you elaborate on the difference between empathy and sympathy? I love your wise insight, please. Yeah, empathy. Empathy. Let me go with sympathy first. I like to always go from negative to positive. Not that sympathy is negative, but here you'll see why. Sympathy is feeling sorry for someone. Empathy is for understanding what someone is going through. Now, you can still feel sorry for them, but empathy is a more powerful aid to them. Because when I believe that when you feel sorry for someone, you put them in a position of a lower position. Oh, I feel sorry for you, as if they cannot do something. Empathy says you have not done it yet, but come on, hey, maybe I can support you and help you do it. So does that work for you, Joy? And I always say also with empathy. Okay, thank you for your insight. And see what Joy is asking me, and then this her follow up. Thank you for your insight, y'all. That's all you have to do is give people your insight, and then let them make. See, this goes right back to sympathy and empathy as well. Give them what you know. Remember I said BFF, breathe, feel, focus. No feeling is wrong. So that's why empathy is important, because however someone is feeling, whether they're afraid, brave, happy, sad, that feeling is right. No feeling is wrong. But if you don't know why they're feeling that, if you go right to sympathy, that might not be their way. In fact, let me tell you, I was driving my I drive Lyft now, and I had a passenger who, when they got in the car, I said, "How you doing?" They said, "I'm not so good." And I am trying to be cheerful. And as the ride went along, as it turned out, the person had just been had some kind of a domestic squabble. There was no physical fighting, anything, but it was that type of a thing where they were now thinking about a new transition in their life. I was taking them to a hotel because they were no longer going to be staying in that apartment. So that's what I'm saying about sympathy and empathy. I didn't need to feel sorry for the person. They didn't need that. They needed me to understand what they were going through at that time. And because sorry to me would minimize who they are, and so I want to empower that person to not feel like you were kicked out, but to understand that you left, and you made a decision to leave. That decision did not have to be made in the moment. When you decide to leave, you decide to leave pretty much in advance. And so, always think about that. And that's why, again, when I say to you, Joy, and to anybody, is get someone's insight, because we have to choose our messengers carefully and recognize that we're carefully being chosen as someone's messenger. Because even as when Joy asked, I love this, she said, I love your wise insight. And I appreciate that. So that's what we want to make sure we do, is have the empathy for people. So thank you, Joy, and you are certainly welcome. And that's what the poem is about. Your name came to mind. Thank you. Thank you all for enjoying Gift Friday. I'll see you next week. And I pause and do a 10-second countdown because there's a delay in posts. And if you put something in the chat, and so I'll pause and close. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And yes, thanks is a great way to end too, by the way. 4, 3, 2, and my favorite number, 1, because 1 always points out God is for today. I just made that up. We'll see if it works. Okay, now, over and out. Peace. Oh, by the way, there. See, that's what I mean by the delay. Thank you. You're welcome.